My next guest knows all about it. He's been out there spreading the word. Adam Marr is a U.S. Army combat vet. Thank him for his service. A brain injury advocate, national mental health leader, and the co-founder of the Warrior Angels Project. Adam Marr, thank you for coming on, brother. I know this is a difficult thing to talk about, especially combat vets, men that serve, never want to come forward. And I say men, I'm excluding ladies because ladies will talk more about their trauma than men will, Adam. And so this is a difficult thing for a lot of our warriors, our veterans to talk about. And same with football players. You don't see a bunch of big butch football player dudes going, yeah, I got something wrong with my brain. They don't want to talk about it. You came home, you got it from, I'll let you fill us in while you were a chopper pilot overseas. Fill us in on how it happened and why you became an advocate to get more people informed of CTE.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Dan, it's a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you for your service, although I do wish it was under different circumstances.
Yeah.
And first, I want to acknowledge the tragedy of what happened in New York. Anytime lives are lost, especially in such a public and devastating way, it's a painful reminder of how serious the mental health crisis has become in our country. And specifically, like you said, within the veteran and the NFL and professional athlete, communities, even more so.
Right.
As you said, CTE, it's a degenerative brain disease caused by repeated head trauma. We can't diagnose it in living people yet. It's confirmed only after death. So this individual could have had CTE. We don't know until the autopsies are done.
Right.
The symptoms often show up as memory loss, mood swings, aggression, depression, and in some cases, suicidal behavior. But you know what we can diagnose? Traumatic brain injuries. And the symptomology is the exact same.
Right.
So a traumatic brain injury is any injury to the brain caused by an external force. So this obviously happens in Pee Wee football players, high school football players, collegiate and NFL. Obviously, it happens even more so maybe in certain professions within the military. We saw this a lot in our special forces operators early on in the war. Obviously, it's continued through this 20 years war, but that's where I saw it first was in my brother, 2 years older, Special Forces Green Beret, medically retired for TBI and PTSD. And the medical system gave him a symptom masking medication for everything that he was experiencing, the mood disorders, the memory loss, the loss of the libido. Exactly. And so, our path 10 years ago was there's got to be a better way. And there's many alternative and emerging therapies that now we're able to diagnose these things early on. There's a doctor out in California, Dr. Mark Gordon. It's a neurorestorative protocol. Well, what does that mean? It means that through an objective lab test, we can identify the hormonal imbalance in the brain from the repeated head trauma. And with a natural hormone replenishment and an anti-inflammatory protocol, you can start to repair what's actually been damaged in the brain.
Wow.
This is something that we've been going and telling this to the world for 10 years.
Yeah, I had on, sorry to interrupt, Adam, we had on Dr. Ben Carson. I mean, he's one of the most renowned neurosurgeons on the planet, right, last night. And Ben told me, same thing you did. We can't figure it out till the autopsy, but the brain is one of the organs that will just repair quickly if we knew there's a problem ahead of time and you're doing something to fix it. But like you just said, what do, especially with our vets? They pump them full of freaking drugs. Oh, you're having mood swings. Take some Xanax bars. Oh, you're having pain. Take some Vicodin. Like, no, treat the root problem. He got blown up in and this is by the thousands. You got hit by an IED in your Humvee and your head got smashed against the truck. And you come home and 5 years later, you don't know why. You just blow up in fits of anger and you have migraines. That's why. Start treating it. But all they do is pump them full of freaking drugs. Adam, continue on. You've got this regiment people should be on. This is part of your foundation.
Yeah, it was initially where we started. Now I'm the director of operations for the Veteran Mental Health Leadership Coalition. We're about 50 organizations like the one that my brother originally started. It's about the protocol I told you about, the neuro restoration, the hormonal rebalancing, the anti-inflammatory protocols. Another thing that we're seeing that really works well in the veteran community that have experienced these injuries, and oh, by the way, these don't happen in isolation. You had a life before the military, you had a life during, you had a life after. What were all those environmental things that you were exposed to? So we have very complex comorbidities within our community, probably more so than anyone else. something that's absolutely changing and transforming lives are psychedelic assisted therapies when done the right way.
Yep.
So this coalition that I'm the director of operations for, we help advocate at the state and the federal level for access and programs to these therapies for clinical trials,
God bless you.
for research, and to be able to get access, because the broken military pharmaceutical industrial complex predicated on sickness and symptom management is not working. That's
No.
why we have 17 to 44 veteran suicides a day, and that number hasn't changed in the last 20 years. Over 120,000 veteran suicide deaths in the last 20 years. That's more than all combat deaths in Vietnam. And that's just an indicator of what's also being experienced within society as well, as a reflection of this gentleman in
Oh,
New
yeah,
York.
of course it is. We are never addressing mental health. It's give a pill to mask the problem so Big Pharma can make the cash, never go to the root problem, what's causing the mental illness. And of course, the media and the left jump out. Of course, I want to say, take the guns, it's the guns' fault. No, we have a mental health crisis and a big pharma crisis. I'm out of time, but Adam, God bless you, your brother. Thank you both for your service. What a family, a Green Beret and a chopper pilot. Love you two. Real quick, if folks want to learn more about your foundation, how to get in contact with you, what's the best way? You got a website or something?
Yeah, just Adam Marr on LinkedIn, Adam Marr _ on Instagram, vmhlc.org. That's our coalition. That's where we're doing all the advocacy work and helping to bring all these programs online.
Adam Marr, thank you, brother, for bringing this to people's attention, and thank you for trying to save lives. Take care.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for all you do. Appreciate you.